WCCF Tech says the current Xbox multi-platform strategy is leaving certain publishers and developers baffled. So much so that they no longer see the need to develop Xbox versions of their games. That's literally something they wrote down right now. Where did they get this from? Well, I would like to say they made it up in their minds, but there was someone that we all know pretty well. And it's where did it go? It's Christopher Dring, right? I think you all know him. You all don't care for him. But god damn it. But he did a podcast and somebody clipped it and he started talking a whole bunch of stuff. And I have the clip, so I'm going to grab it. We'll watch it. And then we'll also go and watch him take it all back. Okay. But hold on. I have it all bookmarked. It's coming. Here we go. So this is the post here. Let me share this. This is the podcast. Ready?
Xbox's strategy has shifted. I don't think there's a game on the schedule. Actually, let me just check. I don't think there's a game on the schedule that Xbox has coming up this year that isn't launching at the same time on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's now.
It's completely
now,
it's a different world. There was a time when it was Outer Worlds, PlayStation 5, Doom, PlayStation 5, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, PlayStation 5, Call of Duty, PlayStation 5. Like, it's all coming to PlayStation 5. Gears of War Reloaded, which is a bit more of an unusual. We wouldn't expect to see that coming to PlayStation 5. We just had Forza come to PlayStation 5. Oblivion launched on PlayStation 5. These are all Microsoft published games.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Avowed and South of Midnight weren't on PS5. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the end. That's the end of Xbox exclusives, those games. And that's Xbox's strategy. They've shifted away from that. That's, certain publishers and developers have spoken to me like baffled by this, because from their point of view, they want the competition in the console space. They're going, why should we even bother making an Xbox game if this is the strategy? Xbox's strategy has shifted. I don't think
so that's it. That was that last little part. You heard it where he said, why did they bother making they wouldn't bother making a game, right? Why would they bother? That was the little spot over there where this all got ran from, right? So now if we go back over here and then we get Dring back, he then posted this. Christopher Dring says, apparently a line I said in my podcast has been picked up. It was the one around some publishers / developers being baffled by Xbox's strategy of putting games on PlayStation 5 and questioning why they'd support Xbox if they're not going to grow the console. 3 things to clarify. Xbox's third-party support is stronger than ever. Fucking stupid, bitch. You can see that through Game Pass deals, relationships with Square, Sega, etc. There's no evidence at all of people walking away from Xbox. Quite the opposite.
Oh, okay. Okay. Somehow they're lowering them in, but continue.
2, this part of the podcast was really to point out the transitional challenge Xbox has in keeping publishers happy with the Xbox console while pushing their multi-format strategy.
So, in other words, lies. Got it.
I don't believe for a second we're going to see many companies, if any, move away from Xbox.
Okay, got it. Way to double down.
Despite what a few might be grumbling in private. The whole industry strategy is multi-platform. The whole industry strategy is multi-platform. The whole
isn't that what the developers
strategy
want?
They must have heard something somewhere and backed out real quick.
What a dream! What a dream to get an upfront bag from Xbox, have them still allow you for Game Pass, right? And then have them still allow you to sell your game on their platform and go and be on Nintendo, freaking PlayStation, PC, anywhere you want to be, right? Isn't that the dream?
Facts.
No,
so fucking stupid.
got it.
3, ultimately, I believe Xbox's strategy is great.
Oh,
It's just there's a transitional
say.
challenge they need to manage, but they can do it. Xbox plus Game Pass is still one of the best value deals you can get in video games.
Funny, by the podcast, I
didn't
just
get that at
didn't link
all.
the two. I didn't link it.
I
didn't
didn't
link
get that
it.
at all.
Thank
Why
you for
were people
clarifying
confused?
what those words meant.
Let me get Cypher real quick. Cypher type one with that $2 super chat. Oh, I know the answer. Money. Of course. What are you talking about, dude? Like, you're crazy. Cypher nailed it, bro. This is about money, man. They're not fucking. They don't give a fuck.
Plain and simple.
They don't care. We know literally that there's people on Xbox who can give 3 shits about PlayStation. There's these people on PlayStation who give 3 shits about Xbox. No matter where the games are going, there's people on a console that want to be able to buy games, and the developers that are publishers, the publishers that are putting out games want to put them out everywhere.
Yep.
Stop with the bullshit. But you take these moments to say bullshit and then spread this false narrative out in the world, and then get upset or have to come out and do a post when, oh, it got picked up, as if you didn't know what you were doing. You were saying some heinous shit.
I know.
Why would you say some stupid?
I
heard people
in public
backing out
on a podcast.
Live, like you're
they
there.
picked up a line as if it was
Like
picked
they were
out and
finding it
taken out
somewhere.
of context.
Like, come
Okay.
on, man. Like, you know that we know that you know
What you
that
said.
we know that you know you ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you know what you're doing? This is another crap gamer. He's the UK crap gamer with his nonsense.
Apparently.
Babe, what do you think about this whole bullshit?
I mean, what is there to say? What a freaking clown. Obviously, the line got picked up. Obviously, you said what you said. You're taking it all back. I mean, it doesn't translate into this. Why don't you go on a podcast again and make sure you clarify the situation instead of typing something out and posting it? It's just these people are freaking ridiculous. They come out here and talk all this nonsense, but clearly, obviously, these developers, and this was the problem with Square, they want to go ahead and Sega. I forget who brought it up. I think it was Fillmore Pockets. But they want to go ahead and get out from they want to go ahead and get out from under Sony. Why? In PlayStation, because they want other players to go ahead and play their games. They want to bring in that money. Cypher type 1. They want
Facts.
that money. That's what it's all about. Anytime that PlayStation has lured anyone in, they end up in a situation, and it gets really messy. They either have to let people go. They are not selling the way that they were hoping to sell. Studios have gotten shut down. We know there's an issue. You get a bag from freaking Game Pass, you can put your games anywhere. They don't care. They're not trying to withhold you and own you and make sure that they dictate your future. So I think this is one of those situations where they're just trying to make a problem out of Xbox decisions. And, if you're not going to come out here and, like the chat was saying, who are these developers that you speak of, right? I mean, they're non-existent. Because how many times did we hear at PAX? We're hoping to get on Xbox. We're hoping to get on all the platforms, right?
Yep.
That is the goal.
They
as
want their
a
games
developer.
played, bro. They don't make these games for console wars.
No.
They make these games to be played by the most people humanly possible. If they're small enough of a studio and one of the platforms offer them a big enough bag, and now that's really just PlayStation or Nintendo, then they'll keep their game there. But outside of that, they want to put their game everywhere. And Xbox, like to your point, is actually the only person who offers a bag and lets you keep selling your game wherever you want. So there's no developer
and also
that's gonna say fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Exactly.
This other post before I get your guys' other takes over here. From Garrett Gamer Atkins. I don't know who he is, but he quote tweeted this, and he says the vast majority of developers I am speaking to do not think this. In fact, the vast majority of literal developers don't have a say in the matter. The publishers do, where applicable, and every publisher that I'm aware of cares about putting their games on Xbox.
And the ignorance, by the way, the ignorance on that line, because Xbox doesn't care about the console or whatever it is that they're trying to put out there. They still have consoles out there. Just because their strategy doesn't suit what you're hoping they would do, I mean, they're still relevant. Like, they still have a significant amount of consoles out there, and through Game Pass, a very significant amount aside from the console ways of people playing these games.
Facts. We do have the homie Pragmatic Eagle. Another $5.
Let's go.
You, fam.
Thank
Says,
you.
Who can we sue for letting all the clowns out of the circus at the same time? The shit is ridiculous. It's funny, but it's ridiculous.
Oh,
you ain't lying.
Damn.
You ain't
Listen,
lying.
I feel like that's worth trying to figure out, for letting the clowns at the circus at the same time. That's wild.
It's really a problem.
That's wild. But it's true, though.
Really a problem.
These crazies.
What do you guys feel about it? Demo, what do you think is like the fact that he even came out with this and then like did this retraction, like it's not what I meant, guys. It's not what I said those words. That's not what I meant.
Man, what can I say? Look, we'll make mistakes, especially live on a podcast. Understandable. But he kept going and going and going. So obviously it wasn't a mistake. It was an agenda. And later on,
like a regular person, maybe that.
Right.
But like this dude, like we know.
Right. But this dude is a journalist, so he's really good with his works, right? He's supposed to not be making these mistakes, even though, but whatever. I'm not gonna judge him because he made a mistake. But what I'm gonna say is, like, you Sony PlayStation fanboys take his word as gospel, right? So take what he's telling you right here in this tweet as gospel and understand that Xbox is freaking killing it. They're making a lot of money. They're extremely successful, and they beating quarter after quarter. And bro, like, I'm not even worried about them financially, because at the end of the day, I don't get a buck from whatever Xbox is making, so it doesn't really matter to me. But just based on the amount of freaking games that they're making, bro, and how successful these games are at the moment, I argue that Xbox is like a very strong platform to put your games on. It is what it is. It's a reality. So the third-party support of games that they said that we're never gonna get, like we just got Death Stranding on Xbox, for example. That's a game that, why would they put it on Xbox? If why? Like, if Xbox sucked and nobody buys the games in the Xbox platform, then why would they do that? And the same goes for the other games that supposedly were exclusive and they continue to come here. I'm gonna give you a perfect example: Godfall, right? Godfall, when it first came out, was a Sony PlayStation exclusive. The Sony PlayStation fanboys got heavily for it. It came out to Xbox as well. Why? If there's nobody buying Xbox, look, they're looking to expand their audience, and Xbox is an audience. Believe it or not, they very, like, the quality of the user of Xbox is in fact better than PlayStation's, because I don't know if you've seen that last metric that came out, that PlayStation in console users only beats Xbox by 10 million. But I thought there were 70 million PlayStations out there, PlayStation 5s, against the 30 million Xbox. So do the math, only 10 more million active PlayStations. Some of this PlayStation hadn't been turned on or played with or finger blasted by any means. but you know what I'm coming from. So how come, like, it goes to show that the Xbox ecosystem is perfectly well and healthy. They doing great, man. So don't let people lie to you and give you the excuse, right? That some of these games are skipping Xbox because the platform is not good, or because the Xbox is abandoning the hardware and everything. It's just like silly to think this way. I mean, that's just your master. Nothing against him. I know he's a pony at heart. I don't know that, but I know he made a mistake. But the good thing is, like, I wouldn't bash him too much because he actually.
I mean, he didn't say it was a mistake.
Okay, thank you. For me to forgive you for a mistake, or for me to have some type of understanding that you made a mistake, I'm gonna need the words said, or I'm gonna need an apology. So when you make a mistake, you apologize, and then you go ahead and correct the mistake. You don't throw out a post, right? I think that it deserves more than that, because the wording is completely different, right? So either he is out here crying for attention, or he meant exactly what he said. What he did, in my opinion, was put out blame. People are grabbing onto a line as if they went ahead, grabbed something, took it out of context, and here I am to clarify. No, the line was said by you. Nothing was taken out of context. Nothing was made bigger than what you actually said. And what you're typing is the complete opposite, right? So I don't see a mistake made. And if it was a mistake, he should have apologized and taken a different stance.
Right. But still, like, he came out here with a post and clarified at least, right, that some of these people don't even give a shit to say anything, and these ponies run with it, right? So I believe that he actually started seeing his posts making the rounds and how much shit he was talking in this podcast, and probably felt like embarrassed and was like, no, hold on, I didn't say this, because it's actually not true and it's just making me look bad. So I mean, what can I say, man? This is what they do. A lot of people are really misinformed when it comes to what's going on in the gaming industry. Not everybody's like us. Look, we're not encyclopedias or nothing, but we are, pretty into it. We play these games. We're on top of, like, what is the next game coming out. We are informed. We know how much is an Xbox. We know when there's the deal. We know when the new controller comes out. We are actually into this shit. These people out here, they just
Isn't this guy a journalist?
Yeah, he follows.
So then, in order to open your mouth, you should know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you need to take several seats and you need to shut the fuck up.
Right? He might be.
Why talk about something that you don't understand? Your opinion is not valid.
That's true.
Like it's. Like,
and again, I can't take. I can only go by what he said. I'm not going to add apologies and mistake to it, or I understand that things happen. He's not asking for understanding. He's just putting out a post.
Yeah.